That's the deadly walk with the beta software.
All right, thank you.
Commissioner Gilman, you ready to go?
Ready to go.
Vice Chairman?
I'm good.
Ryan? Austin?
Yes.
Jim, we're live?
We're live.
All right, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Today is August 5th, 2025. There's a quorum present. We're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. It is 10:01 a.m. On to item number 2 of today's agenda is to convene as the Storey County Board of County Commissioners, bringing us to item number 3, which is the Pledge of Allegiance. If you could all join me for that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. On to item number 4 is public comment. Public comment is welcomed at the beginning and end of each meeting. These comments should be limited to matters not on today's calendar agenda. Public comment is again welcomed after each item on the agenda, and those comments should be limited to the agendized topic. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes per individual. And with that said, is there any public comment in the courtroom today? If so, please come on up and state your name.
Angelo for training.
Please to the podium, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very brief. County Commissioners, I'm up here to get the stairs back on Taylor Street. So I have access to the Ponderosa Saloon upstairs. And it used to be, it was a famous restaurant for many years, and it's been closed quite a few now. So I've decided to try to fix it up and rent it out as I do the bottom. So anyway, I would like the stairs to be put back in so we would have access to the building. Right now we do not. We have, I've started to clean it up, and we have to jump about 3 to 4 feet to get in. So anyway, there were stairs there probably for years and years, over 50 years. And I've been here 60-some years, and the stairs were there. They've been gone now and so on, but I appreciate it if we could get some kind of access again to the building.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's part of the capital. So I think it's 1 to 3.
Okay. Is there any other public comment in the courtroom today? Thank you, Angelo. All right, not seeing any, we're going to move right on to item number 5, which is discussion and possible action. Consideration and possible approval of the agenda for the August 5th, 2025 meeting. County Manager, are there any changes to the agenda today?
There's one we request. It would be to move the item number 26 to the August 19 County Commission meeting here at the courthouse. That item is regarding the justice of the peace.
Okay. All right, Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments on today's agenda?
I do not.
Vice Chairman?
No, I'm good.
Okay. How about public comment regarding the agenda and the items on it? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I move to approve today's agenda with the noted change of continuing item number 26 to our August 19th meeting here at the courthouse.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 6, this consideration and possible approval of the minutes from the June 17th, 2025 meeting. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments about those minutes?
I do not.
Vice Chairman?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, how about public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I move to approve the minutes from our June 17th, 2025 meeting as presented.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 7, which is today's consent agenda. Commissioner Gilman, any questions or comments about the consent agenda?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, how about public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
I move to approve today's consent agenda as presented.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 8, this discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval of resolution number 25-789, recognizing and commending a Storey County employee who served 20 years of service to the county. Brandy.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brandy Lopez for the record. I'm pleased to present the proposed resolution recognizing and commending a dedicated Storey County employee for 20 years of service. This resolution honors not only her commitment and professionalism, but also the significant contribution she has made over 2 decades in service to the citizens, businesses, and stakeholders of Storey County. On behalf of the county, we extend our sincere appreciation and gratitude to her unwavering dedication and the positive impact she has provided in our community.
Thank you, Brandy. And who would that lucky participant be?
Jennifer McCain.
Hey.
I think so, yeah.
Photo before motion, photo after.
After.
That's right. We might not agree. Okay.
Might be a lengthy debate.
Yeah, you never know with Jennifer. Commissioner Gilman, any questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I don't have any questions. I just want to extend my appreciation for all the work that Jennifer's done.
Agreed. Thank you, Jennifer. Is there any public comment? All right, not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve resolution number 25-789, recognizing and commending a Storey County employee who has served 20 years of service to the county.
Second.
There is a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Congratulations, Jennifer.
Hey, you guys got to pose for a picture real quick while that's going on, and then we'll jump in. No, you guys pose for a picture, and then we'll jump in too. I know, we got all this room, I don't know what to do.
Do you guys want to do photos with Emily? We typically get one of the
We're waiting.
Sure. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's cute. I love that.
Do you want one too? Yeah, congratulations. Hey.
It's been a pleasure.
HR policies about.
Most of the time.
All right, moving on to item number 9, this discussion only, no action, no public comment. These are committee and staff reports, and we'll kick things off at the Sheriff's Office today.
Good morning, Commissioners. Sheriff Cullen for the record. Just a couple of quick things. A reminder that Sheriff's Night Out is coming up August 19th, Tuesday, in Lockwood at Louise Perry Park, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then again on Tuesday, August 26th, up here in Virginia City at Miners Park, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm looking forward to getting out and seeing everybody for that. And then also, we've been really busy in the county for this last summer, last couple months. And just a reminder for folks to download the app on their cell phones, iPhone and Androids to stay up to date with some of the business. And I'm here to take any questions you might have.
All right, thank you for that update, Sheriff. Commissioner Gilman, any questions for the Sheriff?
Yeah, I got some questions, and I assume this is the right time to ask this of the Sheriff's Office. But Sheriff, there's been a lot of issues out in TRI. Recently, the train that struck the car on the train tracks. And traffic seems to be getting worse and worse out there. And I've noticed that a lot of people are not wanting to cross USA Parkway from the west side of TRI. So they're using Waltham Way to get on at Patrick. Patrick, it was never built to handle the kind of traffic that's going on there right now. So now you have all the traffic coming off of Waltham Way and all the traffic coming out of Apple as everybody's getting off, and it's backing up the traffic pretty badly. As far as I have seen all the way almost to where the old Alcoa aluminum building is. And so even just trying to get to one side of the park or the other is very difficult using Waltham. I wonder if there is a way for us to maybe fund a motorcycle team for that area of the county. Because having a car or a truck trying to get through traffic in that area is very difficult if there's an accident or a problem going on. Some of that Waltham Way is pretty narrow, and you have traffic going both ways. It's only 2 lanes. And so if there was a way for us to look at maybe doing something like that, do you see anything in our future that would allow us to have a motorcycle team out in that area?
Thanks for the question. As you know, I was a police motor officer for many years, so I'm a proponent of that type of enforcement for traffic. We're using motor units, motorcycles for enforcement, because they do get around in traffic wonderfully. It's easy to get in and out and move up and down, congested areas. So yeah, I see that as being a benefit for the county at some point. However, it'd be nice to put in extra units for that purpose. Manning that unit or personnel staffing would be an issue at this point. I could see something like that in the future, but funding would have to be created for the personnel to get extra people out there. And we have recognized that issue as far as the traffic there. During the rush hours especially, people are out there trying to beat the train or get around through the crossing gates, and it's dangerous. And yes, we are out there paying attention to that. But like you mentioned, when traffic gets congested and backed up, it's a safety issue as far as, can we stop somebody, can we keep it moving, things like that. So
and you all get called for backup if there's an accident on I-80 as well, correct?
Oh, yes, and vice versa, if we need NHP to assist us as well.
So, and motorcycles on I-80, with it being backed up when there's an accident, would be easier to get to and from those crashes?
Oh, most definitely.
So, if you would please look at how we might put that together, I would fund $30,000 towards the purchase of motorcycle or motorcycles. I don't know what you use, and I don't know if that's appropriate for me to put out there, but I would personally put money up to try to get something like that going. I mean, we really need to look at what the future issues are out there. This TRI's our golden goose for our county, and figuring out how to handle this traffic and getting in front of it, I think, is very, very important for us. So
couldn't agree more.
Look at that.
Yes, couldn't agree more, and I will get something together for you.
Great, thank you.
Vice Chairman, do you have any questions for the sheriff?
No, thank you.
All right, appreciate the update.
Great, thanks.
Thank you. Moving right along to the Fire Protection District.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jeremy Longcar for the record. Before I start my update, I kind of want to piggyback on that discussion that was just occurring about the motorcycles and traffic in TRI. And that's something we've been experiencing a lot of. It gets so packed up and there's no shoulders. So there's times we can't access the emergency, and we've actually had to call Truckee Meadows come, take more of their calls on I-80 because we just can't get out there. So definitely getting law enforcement to weave through those traffic patterns out there, I think is a big benefit as well. Other than that, we've gotten back most of our heavy equipment off the fires. Up in California, we have one Type 3 engine right now sitting in Moses Lake in Washington. It was assigned to a national surge task force, so they're sitting up there. The federal agencies are a little slim on personnel, so they're subsidizing that with some of the local jurisdictions. We'll be doing a crew swap, so I anticipate them being up there anywhere between 14 to 21 days. Other than that, the chief's interviews are continuing. Hopefully, by the end of this week, we have somebody that's pinned down that we can submit to this board for consideration and appointment. But with that, I kind of want to recap just some of the hiring and testing processes the district's had going on. It's always been my mission to grow our organization, but not just grow it, develop that succession planning, and we've really focused on that heavily. We've committed a lot of money toward it and training and development. And just as here, with all the testing, I really want to stabilize everything for the next administration. And we've just seen record numbers. From 90 applicants for firefighter, 8 applicants for captain, all internal. Guys are stepping up. They're wanting to take that responsibility. They're wanting to take that leadership role. So it's starting to pay off. We're starting to see that now. And that was the same with the battalion chiefs interviews. Record numbers of applicants. So fire chief was 22. We're seeing big numbers coming, and I'm just happy that we're seeing big numbers from internal. So it's that payoff of everything that we've committed and we've done for our staff. So very excited about that. We are continuing to hire the 3 that we're going to increase the staffing to 74, as well as the 3 overhires. I want to especially thank HR. We've been throwing a lot at them. They've been drafting a lot of letters and getting a lot of people processed, but it's exciting times. So thank you, and I'll answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Chief. Commissioner Gilman, questions for the Chief?
None, thank you.
Sherman?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. Again, all good news, man.
Thank you.
Moving right along to Public Works.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Nothing to report today about Public Works and projects. There's several agenda items coming.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Moving on to Business Development Director.
Good morning, Laura Mather for the record. During the July 15th Board of County Commissioners meeting, when I was giving the report for statistics on the businesses throughout Storey County, there was an error in my presentation, specifically for Panasonic. So there are several businesses that are in the industrial center that have multiple business licenses. Just as a reminder, all of our statistics for these types of reports comes from the business licenses, the applications, and the renewals. So for a short period of time, Panasonic held 2 active business licenses due to a corporate recognition, which consolidated their Nevada and Kansas operations under a single legal entity. So that correction, I reported that they had 8,826 employees. They actually have 4,500 employees. And again, it was because of that duplicate business license. So I want to make sure that that is public. The correction is made on that. And because of that duplication, their square footage was also, I reported it larger. I reported it at 4 million square feet. It's actually 3 million square feet. So I will make those corrections on my PowerPoint presentation and re-put that back up on our website so people have access to those numbers. Speaking of I-80, I had a lengthy conversation with a meeting with Christopher Kuhn, who works for the Nevada Department of Transportation. He is one of their senior project managers. He's also the senior project manager for the I-80 widening project. So he and I had a great brainstorming session on how do we go about with public information throughout this process and making sure the entities that need to be aware but also participate are doing that. So currently that project has gone through the NEPA, the National Environmental Policy Act requirements. The design phase begins in 2026, and then construction will start late in 2027. NDOT is planning on having about 18 months of meetings, stakeholder meetings. They're gonna have meetings for specific stakeholders, meaning county and city staff, businesses, the public. Both myself and NDOT has had difficulty getting participation, frankly, from businesses. NDOT has sent out mailers. They've done email blasts for all of these public meetings that they've had and have had very little participation. So we are working on I don't know if solving the problem is the right word, but we're working on really encouraging participation, because particularly with the design phase, NDOT is going to be looking for input. So NDOT is doing certain things, Storey County is doing certain things, and then we're doing certain things together. So Chris Kuhn is going to create an email blast for any business that that feels that they will be affected by this project. And so any business can send an email to Chris at ckuhn@dot.nv.gov, and he will add them to that distribution list. He's going to start attending meetings like our local emergency planning meeting, so that he can gather contact information from businesses, you know, all along that corridor, but of course specifically to the Tri-Center as well. Our goal is to make sure that this information is getting to the right person at that business to encourage their participation. Julia has created a Tri-Center business-specific Facebook page. That is not just going to be for this project, everything related to information that I get and I want to share with those businesses. But the purpose of that is so that, for example, I have an email list that I use, but it changes a lot. I'm not sure my emails are getting to the right people. So we're going to create this Facebook page and encourage them to take that step to look at the Facebook page and see where we're posting. So once the project starts going and they're having these meetings, obviously Julia is going to be working very closely with NDOT's public information team so that we can really get the word out. So it's going to be when is the construction going to happen, what times, when are these meetings, we want your participation, you need to be part of this process. So another thing that I'm going to do, working with Chris at NDOT, is he's going to be sending me flyers for all the meetings that they're going to have. I'll make sure and announce it at this meeting, at the commissioners meeting. That's one more way we can try to get that information out to the people. And again, we can put out so much information, but if nobody shows up to these meetings and participates and gives their opinions, I'm not sure what else we can do for them. And that's the end of my report.
All right, thank you for that report, Laura. Commissioner Gilman, questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman? No, thank you. All right, appreciate it. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Moving on to our grants manager.
Sarah Starts for the record. I just wanted to give a quick update. The Storey County Community Project Grant applications are due August 29th by 5 p.m. And so for this application, the funding process, the county is divided into those 4 areas. So Area 1 is Lockwood, Mustang, Painted Rock in the northeast. Area 2 is Lago Marcino in the Highlands. Area 3 is Goldtown, Virginia City. Area 4 is Mark Twain. And each application requires a minimum of 3 people that live in that community. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Gilman, questions on this?
None, thank you.
All right, Vice Chairman?
No, thanks.
All right, appreciate it. How about our planning department?
Good morning, Kathy Camper for the record. I just wanted to give you an update on some of the things that we're working on and the status of where we're at with that. So on our list of things that are currently happening, we're just about to get started on a zoning code update. We're not overhauling the zoning code, but there are a lot of things that we're wanting to address. We've got kind of a list here. So we'll be working with the Planning Commission on those topics. So if anybody's interested, please follow along on the Planning Commission agendas. Currently, we're also working on the design standards document that we have and kind of overhauling that. That came out of the master plan discussions that we had, and looking at what we have as existing and kind of based on those discussions we had with neighborhoods and how neighborhood layout, multifamily, kind of the transition between some different kinds of land uses. So we were working on addressing that a little bit more based on a lot of the discussions that we had with the communities from that. We're just getting ready to get started on a tri-center drainage study. This is for the streets systems and the drainage systems that are in the public right-of-way or what is potentially public right-of-way. So we'll be looking and working on that. The parking study itself for Virginia City is ongoing. They're doing a lot of data collection during the summer. They were just up here for Hot August Nights and looking at kind of the street closures and how things were working for that. There is also the B Street survey that's going on. They did a lot of their field work before the construction started, and so we're interested in seeing how that comes out, and that will be helping and supplementing the parking study when we're trying to identify places where we could potentially add more parking or redesign how the parking is, kind of knowing what's in the right-of-way, where our right-of-way lines are, that type of thing. We're continuing to work with the Carson Water Subconservancy District on the Gold Hill drainage study that's going on. And then also on August 21st at our Planning Commission meeting, we're going to be having a community discussion about accessory dwelling units. That's been a pretty visible topic both at the legislature and the surrounding counties. So we're going to review what we have in place right now and then look at potential criteria changes or things that we have in place and see if there's any appetite for making any changes to what we've got, and then comparing that to some of the surrounding areas and what the legislature was looking at too. So that's what we're working on right now. So.
All right, thank you for the update, Kathy.
Okay.
Commissioner Gilman, questions or comments for Kathy?
None, thank you, Kathy.
Vice Chairman?
That's all, Kathy? Thank you.
All right, how about our admin officer?
Good morning, Lisa Massell for the record. Just a couple updates. So for those of you that don't know, Nevada was selected to have the Christmas tree at the U.S. Capitol this year. So we did get ornaments, about 60 of them completed between the Senior Center, Community Chest, and some of the employees here in the building. I will just say some people are very creative, especially the kids. So Julia has been taking pictures, and so those will be going out. We're also going to have a tree skirt. Or a portion of it that is going to be created, and how it's going to be attached to the rest, I'm not sure, but the tree will be part of the Nevada Day Parade this year, so that'll be pretty exciting. I've been working on a lot of public records requests, and just to kind of give everybody an idea, when I went back and looked through the last couple years, we average about 70 a year. This year we're already at 120 for the current year. So Brandy and I will be looking at different software to help manage public records, just to make sure that everybody stays compliant, because as we get busier, we're running out of time to go in and research everything and keep track. It's getting a lot more time consuming. Last Friday with Hot August Nights, we had a lot of visitors here that were parking in the courthouse. And we did hear from a couple people that there was difficulties for them accessing the building, not just for people that were looking for services in the courthouse, but also employees. So we are looking at different ways to kind of help to see what we can do during the week when business is still going. So if anybody has any ideas or things that, might help or concerns, if they could reach out to me, and I'll make a list and see what we can do to try and work maybe with the Sheriff's Department or different people in the building or VCTC, whatever we need to do to make sure that people can still get their services and employees can access the building. And that's all I have for today.
Thank you for that update, Lisa.
Yep.
Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments for Lisa?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
Thank you.
All right. Again, appreciate it. How about emergency management?
Good morning, Tristan Wadsworth for the record. First off, we got those new barriers deployed this last weekend for Hot August Nights, so big thank you to Public Works for helping deploy those. And then weekend prior to, emergency management, as well as Stacy with Health, went out and supported Lyon County with Night in the Country. And that's all I have.
Awesome, thank you for that update. Commissioner Gilman, anything?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
Thanks.
All
Thank
right,
you.
appreciate it. How about the BCTC?
Good morning, Commissioners. Todd Tuttle, Director of Tourism, for the record. Just to kind of catch things up, we've got a number of tour groups that will be arriving this week and next week, coming in from the Reno area and down out of the Los Angeles area, so we're excited to see those bus groups arriving. We are preparing for the American Bus Association Convention to be held in Reno on January 10th through the 13th, 2026. This will be people from all over the world that come in for bus opportunities. Part of that highlight will be bringing them up to Virginia City to show everybody what is available up here in particular. So we'd like to encourage our merchants, our people that are here, to be prepared for that big event. And again, it will be in January, so a little bit of weather, but whatever they can do to help prepare for it, decorations, sprucing up, painting, etc., we'd certainly encourage it. We'd like to put out a big thank you for the fire department, emergency management, and the sheriff's department for their help in making sure that Hot August Nights went on with a comfortable presentation. As Tristan had already mentioned, those new barriers, we got tremendous amounts of comments about them. They look good. They certainly prevent any of that movement through those areas that are blocked off for the most important part of the safety of the people that are participating in the event. So we seen how they settled in and how stable they were. We felt that there's a tremendous safety process that will now be available for the people that are attending our event. The one-way street that we set up on D Street, that was a southbound, we had flaggers that were there at each of the intersections helping to make sure traffic moves smoothly. They commented that there was quite a number of people that appreciated having this one-way traffic and was able to provide a lot less congestion, and also a little bit easier to be able to park on both sides. There were one or two people, particularly some of our locals, that felt that it was disruptive, and we'd like to make sure that we kind of address that and be able to move forward and hopefully seeing this continue. A report on Hot August Nights, we were very disappointed in Friday. We saw about 162 cars that participated. Normally we would see around 300. We tracked it back to registration was down in Reno this year rather than being able to register here in Virginia City. They were understaffed and it was quite slow. It said that it was taking 2 to 3 hours to get the cars registered, and by the time they did, they were unable to get up to Virginia City. Hot August Nights did not do a good job telling people that they could have come up here without the registration. They were already on a QR code and could have been checked in for it. So Saturday, however, restored itself and we had a really good turnout. Had over 285 classic cars pass through. We had just about 1,000 classic cars that were registered that were driving around the area that we know were within the Reno, Sparks, Virginia City area to come through. And a good positive response for most of the people that attended. So it turned out a little bit better on Saturday than we anticipated after our Friday's disappointment. We did have great coverage. We had Channel 8 News that was up here to cover it, and also a big article that came out on the Reno Gazette-Journal. I understand it just barely hit. I haven't had a chance to read it, but we're looking forward to seeing what was written about it. So coming up, Art Walk on the Comstock and Craft Fair will be August 16th and 17th. That will be on C Street this year. In the past, it's been at the Silverland. It will be on between Taylor and Sutton, and the road will be closed from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It will reopen for traffic at night. The motorcycle roundup at the fairgrounds, August 22nd through the 23rd. You might notice we're also doing quite a little bit of cleanup down at the fairgrounds, breaking up some of that old hard dirt, getting a little bit more fill in there so it's a little bit softer for those that happen to come off from those bowls. We'll also, Labor Day weekend, we've got the Comstock Heritage Days and Battle Trains. It'll be August 29th through September 1st. And the Labor Day Parade will be Monday, September 1st at 12 o'clock as usual. The 66th Annual International Camel and Ostrich Races will be held September 5th through the 7th. Friday, there's the 5 o'clock show. Remember, you can get $10 tickets at the Visitor Center. We certainly encourage you to take advantage of that because the rest of the shows are being sold out. We're trying to hold these off to be able to keep for the local public to be able to attend and enjoy this great festival that we have here. Saturday will be the show at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Most of those is pretty much sold out. There is some general admission tickets that are available. We will have the Camel Hump Parade right around noon. That's where we bring the camels up and bring them down C Street, visit a few of the local businesses, and it's a great opportunity for some photo ops and et cetera. And we have a number of news stations that would like to be here to cover that. So on Sunday at 12 o'clock is the final performance. It's Family Day. For the first 100 kids that come, they can ride the camel for free. We have for camel rides that are there at the fairgrounds, and so it's a great opportunity to have a little bit of a fun family outing, and we look forward to it. There will be shuttles operating. Once again, we found that there's two buses and our shuttle operating throughout the day to be able to transport directly from the fairgrounds to C Street. We do eliminate a lot of the other outside movements other than the parking stations in order to accommodate the crowds to be made for that. So be prepared for those movements that are going through. The Virginia City Hill Climb will be September 13th through the 14th. The 100-mile endurance horse race will be September 20th. The Comstock Film Festival at Fourth Ward School will be the 20th through the 21st. Street Vibrations Fall Rally, September 25th through the 28th. Once again, with the number of bikes that come up for that, we will plan to close C Street to bike traffic only, like we did for Hot August Nights, where classic cars only. So it avoids that congestion that is created by standard automobiles. We hope to be able to see a smooth operation once again by using B Street and D Street to keep traffic flowing in the proper direction. So. Last but not least is the Mix and Mingle at Piper's Opera House on August 12th at 5:30. Give a chance to meet our new Historic District Director, Shelley Smith, and review Hot August Night. So we encourage everybody to be there if possible. 5:30 at Piper's Opera House. That's my report. Any questions?
Thank you for that report, Todd. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments for Todd?
No, thank you, Todd.
Vice Chairman?
I don't have any questions. I did want to mention just one thing in association with the camel races. One of my other assignments is as the chair of the V&T Railway Commission, and this year we are trying to adjust the schedule so that if people want to ride the train up to attend the early show on Saturday and Sunday, the timing is such that it should arrive and allow for that. And so if people are looking to come to that but don't want to deal with parking and what have you, that is an option to ride up from Carson City. And that is the only weekend that the schedule will vary as far as the timing on those trains. So I thought I'd mention that.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, again, thank you for that update, Todd.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Moving on to Comptroller's Office. We're okay for the public hearing.
Okay. Jennifer McCain, for the record, Storey County Comptroller. I have a few things. First of all, I'd like to thank Public Works, specifically Buildings and Grounds. They've been working really hard on our yard, and I think this is the best it's ever looked, and it's really appreciated to be able to pull up and see a building that we're more than proud to walk into. So I wanted to publicly thank them. Second of all, our audit has begun. August, it always kind of starts off a little bit slow, and then we ramp up quite a bit. So there'll be a lot of movement with the auditor to all the different departments, and I'll keep you updated as that goes. Next, I'm reviewing and updating our finance policies, so if anybody has any ideas, concerns, or things that they think should be changed or updated that I might not be aware of, I'd appreciate anybody's input. And then lastly, I need to inform you that we had to do an additional transfer to the sheriff's budget due to overtime exceeding the budgeted amount. It created that whole object of wages and salaries to go over budget. The last month of the year, there were some significant incidences, large ongoing cases that just took more of their employees' times. So we did an additional $20,000 transfer from their health insurance into wages. That gives them a total transfer of $35,000. And that's all I have for you.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. Commissioner Gilman, any questions or comments for Jennifer?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman? All right, thank you again.
Thank you.
How about Health and Community Services?
Good morning, Stacy York for the record. We have Nevada Legal Services coming to both senior centers. They provide pro bono civil legal support to our residents. They'll be in Lockwood on August 13th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Virginia City, August 14th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Lockwood Senior Community Center is coming together very nicely. I'm getting nervous now, but we're doing interviews next week. It looks like we have some really good candidates. Our grand opening for that will be October 29th at 3 p.m. And that is it for today.
All right, thank you for that, Stacy. Commissioner Gilman, you have any questions or comments for Stacy?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Thank
appreciate it. Good news. How about the Recorder's Office?
Nothing today, thanks.
All right, thank you, Drew. IT Department?
Nothing today, Commissioners, thank you.
Thank you, James. Human Resources?
Nothing today.
How about Public Relations Officer?
No, just for report here, thank you.
Okay. Lee, do you have anything for us?
Not today, thank you.
All right. How about the DA's office?
No update today.
County Manager? All right.
Good morning, Austin Osborne for the record. Just a couple little updates. I'm glad that Laura talked a little bit about what's going on at Tri-Center with regard to traffic and some of those issues. I have reached out to NDOT. We have a meeting scheduled later this week to talk with all of them. I also, Chris Riley from the governor's office, a few other folks from some higher ups are aware of the meeting. Generally to talk about some short-term solutions and long-term solutions, but the short terms, we've been informed that there is potentially going to be a traffic signal being considered at Sydney and one at Pittsburgh. And probably equally importantly is that putting temporary traffic signals in there until the others are, permanent. Don't know what the timelines are on that. That's what we're going to talk about. But the biggest problem we're hearing is the reason for the situation on Waltham is nobody can make a left turn on the USA Parkway. I did inform the group, including Tracy Larkin, the director of NDOT, about our efforts to, do increased patrol with the sheriff's office. That we have been, Laura's been out there working with contractors and companies, letting them know about the 800 rooms of extended stay, 600 to 800 rooms, including the RV park. Some other options to get in and around the place, and to try to get these folks to offset their start and stop times as much as possible so they're not coming to work and going from work at that peak rush hour. Sometimes that does not provide to be fruitful because we're hearing it just doesn't sync with other things. Contractors need to be there when the steel shows up and when trucking shows up and things like that. But we do believe they're making the best effort they possibly can for their own benefit of just saying, please show up at work at, 8:30 instead of 7:30, maybe when things taper off a bit. Be happy to give you an update on how that meeting goes. As well as we talked about some of the long-term things we're doing with conversations with I-80 widening, the La Posada connector, which there's some potential steam behind that again, et cetera. The next thing, talk about some stuff. We are, as a team, revamping the strategic plan for the next coming year as we do. It's a living document. It never is done. It never will be done. That's a good thing. But what we'll do at this point is we're just getting it kind of where we think it should be as far as what's happening, like the actual conditions. And then I anticipate the next meeting and the meetings thereafter to bring the document to this board for you all to take a look at these elements and make changes if you want to the mission statement, vision statement, all the goals and perspectives. And then we'll go back as a team and adjust accordingly for what this board would like to see for the next coming year. And then, of course, that'll ultimately dovetail into the next budget and capital improvement plan for next year. Part of these internal endeavors is our team is working on rewrites to the Title V Storey County business license ordinances, a complete revamp. The DA's office quite a while ago had completed about 75% of the work with us as a team. And with our team now, we're just taking it to the finish line. And we thank Ann's office and Brian for ultimately we'll do a legal, make sure everything's kosher there. And then we'll get that to this board to consider. And we really think that's going to iron out some of the challenges we run into all the time. Like Laura and Kathy were talking about earlier, there's just some funky stuff in our codes that are old. We sometimes look at these codes and they're 1975. One of them was 1954. It's like, I think things have changed. So maybe we ought to get an update to that. And then part of this and the strategic plan, as well as this goes, is really just building databases. Part of the thing with strategic planning that takes forever is not building the plan, but it's building all the data. Our departments have been doing a really good job starting to collect data and put it into simple charts and Excel sheets so you can start seeing how many widgets we're buying and where they're going. And it really helps us then next year plan for how come we're spending a bunch of money and resources here when we kind of already have it over here. So, but that will take some time to always refine. And that is all I have.
Thank you for the update, Austin. Commissioner Gilman, do you have anything for Austin?
Thank you for looking at the traffic and TRI, I appreciate that.
Happy to.
Vice Chairman?
I'm good, thanks.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you.
How about the Clerk Treasurer's Office?
Nothing this week, thank you.
All right. Before we wrap up, is there anybody here that I forgot to call on that has an update for us? All right. Thank you, everybody, for those updates. Great to hear all the good things happening in Storey County. Let's go back to the agenda. We're on to item number 10, which is board comment. Start off to my left. Commissioner Gilman, anything today?
No, thank you.
All right. Vice Chairman?
I don't have anything.
Okay, nor do I. That brings us to item number 11, is to recess, convene as the Storey County Highway Board, bringing us to item number 12, which is our public hearing. We're going to go ahead and open up the public hearing. It is 10:47. Are you guys going to read through this? You prepared?
I'm prepared
All right. You have the floor. Thank you.
for the public hearing. So we are considering adopting the resolution.
State your name, sorry.
Jessica Prager for the record. We are considering adopting the resolution for RS 2477 roads, and we are required to have a public hearing.
All right. So with that, is there any public comment at this time? All right. Can we give it another minute, or are we good? Okay. Vice Chairman, are you prepared to make a motion at this time to close out this hearing?
Yeah, I can do that. I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to close the public hearing on the proposed resolutions 25-782, 25-783, 25-784, and 25-785.
Second?
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 13, is discussion for possible action. Consideration and possible approval of resolution number 25-782, which proposes the identification of Storey County Road number 910065, commonly known as unnamed. Total road segment length is 0.35 miles. Overall average disturbed width is approximately 8 feet. And that road, the proposed road to be identified as a minor county road. The effect of identifying the road as a minor county road is to identify it as a public road available for public use, but not maintained by Storey County. It must be used by motorists at their own risk. Did you folks have anything to add to this?
Just a description. So this is one of the RS 2477 roads in the program. It is located east of American Flat Road and south of the American Ravine towards the southwest end of the Storey County boundary line.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments on this item?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, is there any public comment regarding this item? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
I am. In accordance with the recommendation by staff, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to adopt resolution 25-782, identifying Storey County Road number 910065, commonly known as unnamed, total road segment length in horizontal distance of 1,825 feet or 0.35 miles. Overall average disturbed width approximately 8 feet as a minor county road. The effect of identifying the road as a minor county road is to identify it as a public road available for public use, but not maintained by Storey County. It must be used by motorists at their own risk.
Second?
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 14, this discussion for possible action. Consideration and possible approval of resolution 25-783 proposes the identification of Storey County Road number 910095, commonly known as unnamed. Total road segment length is 1,198 feet. Overall average disturbed width is approximately 12 feet.
Yep.
It is proposed that the road be identified as a minor county road. The effect of identifying the road as a minor county road is to identify it as a public road available for public use, but not maintained by Storey County. Must be used by motorists at their own risk.
Again, so yes, this road is located east of American Flat Road and south of the American Ravine, near the southwest corner of the county boundary line, just a little bit northeast of the previous road.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
Just clarification if it's 8 or 12 feet.
It is
Staff report says 12.
12 feet.
12 feet, okay, thank you.
All right. Great, thank you. Vice Chairman,
I don't have any questions.
is there any public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
I am. In accordance with the recommendation by staff, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to adopt resolution number 25-783, identifying Storey County Road number 910095, commonly known as unnamed, total road segment length and horizontal distance of 1,198 feet or 0.23 miles, overall average disturbed width of approximately 12 feet as a minor county road. The effect of identifying the road as a minor county road is to identify it as a public road available for public use, but not maintained by Storey County. It must be used by motorists at their own risk.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 15 is discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval of resolution 25-784 proposes the identification of Storey County Road number 910105, commonly known as unnamed.
This road is in two segments. The two segments connect together, and they are located west of Main Street, which is Nevada Highway 342, and connecting to American Flat Road.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I don't have
Is there any public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
In accordance with the recommendation by staff, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to adopt resolution 25-784, identifying Storey County Road number 910105, two segments, commonly known as unnamed. Total road segment length of segment 1 is 2,789 feet or 0.53 miles. Overall average disturbed width of 20 feet, and unnamed segment 2, total road segment length and horizontal distance of 3,616 or 0.68 miles. Overall average disturbed width approximately 12 feet as a minor county road. The effect of identifying the road as a minor county road is to identify it as a public road available for public use, but not maintained by Storey County. It must be used by motorists at their own risk.
A second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 16 is discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval of resolution number 25-785, proposes the identification of Storey County Road number 910185.
This road is in four segments. Segment 1 is located on the west side of Main Street, Highway 342, and leading to segment 2, which is located on the east side of Main Street. And then segment 3 and 4 are also on the east side of Main Street, not connected to each other, and in a parcel managed by the Bureau of Land Management.
All right, thank you. Vice Chairman, Commissioner Gilman, questions or comments?
None, thank you.
All right, Vice Chairman?
I was just a little curious about the segments in between where it's not connected. Are those already designated as roads, or what makes them different than the segments we're dealing with?
The break between the segments is due to the researcher not being able to prove that it's public road, that they're public road.
That it was historical.
That it's a historical road.
Got it. Great, thank you.
All right, is there any public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
I am. In accordance with the recommendation by staff, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to adopt resolution 25-785, identifying Storey County Road number 910185, 4 segments commonly known as unnamed. Segment 1, total road length being 3,228 feet or 0.61 miles. Overall average disturbed width approximately 16 feet. And Skylane Keystone Court Slippery Gulch Road Segment 2, total road segment length and horizontal distance 1,392 feet or 0.26 miles. Overall average disturbed width approximately 26 feet. And High Segment 3, total road segment length and horizontal distance 472 feet or 0.09 miles. Overall average disturbed width approximately 16 feet. There's a 4th segment, isn't there?
Yes.
But I need to, sorry, give me just a second, I'll find it. Here we go, I found it. And unnamed, segment 4, total road segment length of 1,168 feet or 0.22 miles and average disturbed width of 16 feet as a minor county road. The effect of identifying the road as a minor county road is to identify it as a public road available for public use, but not maintained by Storey County. It must be used by motorists at their own risk.
Second. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
On to item number 17 is discussion only. No public comment will be taken. It's a report of the Public Works Department regarding roads and highways throughout Storey County.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mike Northen reporting for Director Wiersbicki. The 2025 road rehab project in town is going along smoothly. The crew has been addressing drainage issues throughout the county. Today is the pre-construction conference for the truck turnaround at the bottom of 6 Mile Canyon Road as part of our efforts to prevent trucks from coming up 6 Mile Canyon, getting hung up on C Street. Speaking of 6 Mile Canyon, a couple of Sundays ago we had a almost stationary downpour event, resulted in a couple of small landslides. Crew did a great job, worked through the night to get the road reopened again by Monday morning. I'm going to point out also there were 2 culverts in 6 Mile Canyon that were replaced by Public Works crews. Culverts were replaced with larger diameter pipe, realigned flow line, and concrete head wall and some channel armoring. And both of those culverts did their jobs, protecting the roadway. They got completely filled with sediment, but that's a lot easier to fix than the road. But that work there was supported by a nice grant from Carson Water Subconservancy District in the amount of $36,000, which made that work possible. So thank you to them. And that's all I have, sirs.
All right, thank you, Mike. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions for Mike?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
No, we're good, thank you.
All right, again, thank you for that update.
Thank you, sirs.
All right, we're on to item number 18, is to recess to convene as the Storey County Board of Health. You are up, Dr. Shepard.
I'm well, Dr. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning.
You want a hammer?
Oh, I don't need the hammer, but I mean, it's fun to kind of do the gavel. So, anyhow, we're here to convene as the Storey County Board of Health. So, really, we don't have any much to update today as far as the Board of Health, but what I would like to do is kind of educate the Commission and the people here as to what we've been doing and what we need to do. So, as the Chairman of the Board of Health, I've been sitting with the Community Health Officer, Stacy York, as well as Fire. I have not really sat down with the Sheriff yet, it's the Sheriff's Department, but really comes down to what does the Board of Health do? It's the purview of the health of the citizens of this county. So, with that charge, we're pretty unique here, or actually very fortunate in Storey County, that we have Reno and Carson City. So most of our healthcare needs are taken care of by those 2 communities. So it comes down to what is our purview, the safety of our people here in the community. Well, most of the food, safety inspections, all that's taken care of by the state. So down the road, the state may actually push that out on the counties, and if that comes up, then we might need to hire some people for state inspections. So what we're really doing is tracking trends and seeing how to mitigate those trends, and most of the trends that we're tracking is health-related issues. So coming in the future, we'll be having slides as far as what are their trends up here, and then offering how do we mitigate that, which is vaccination clinics. So we do have 2 vaccination clinics, which I'll get to, that start in October. But what we'll probably need is, as far as the board comes into, is if there's any community concerns that we can actually help with. So I've been reaching out to the other community health officers in the other counties, and a lot of them are so isolated that they have to provide most of those services that we already have provided for in the communities. So that's kind of where we're going to lead. The next time we meet, we'll actually have slides as far as our trends. We'll have how we're mitigating those particular problems, and then if there's any other particular issues that will be coming up. And this will be the forum as which the community can bring some of their issues to us as well. Does that sound reasonable?
Sounds great.
Okay. So as far as that goes, the only thing that we really have is our mitigation process, which is our vaccinations. So we do have 2 vaccination clinics. The first will be October 10th, and that's at the Mark Twain Food Pantry, at the Mark Twain Community Center. And the next one is October 14th, and that'll be at the Storey County Community Resource Fair at the Piper's Opera House over here. So are there any questions or comments from the commissioners?
You know, I don't know if this falls under the county health board, but, you know, I've heard from several citizens that, you know, one of the strong community values is self-reliance, and one of the things I'd like to look at is how we can support people's efforts to, on a preventative side, growing their own food, access to healthy food from that perspective, and making sure they have access to really everything they need from that perspective. I think there's a way that we can partner maybe with the extension out of UNR. They have some master gardeners and others that can help with that. It's not easy growing things at this altitude, and but I think that even just a little bit will, number one, help with people feeling sure in their ability to provide for themselves some of the healthy foods they need, but also actually make that a part of their diet. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention that as potentially a down the road item that we could support as far on the preventative side with good help.
Yeah, along those lines, we can start providing more education to our community and so forth. So that's one of those things that we can start providing. Good comment. Any other questions? No. Okay, at this point, I'd like to convene. We're going to go to recess and convene as a, where are we going to? Oh, number 20. Okay, there we go. Well, you have these 2 as well, so you're going to have to do those as well. So, Board of County Commissioners. Meet with the new community health officers that are funded through the Fund of Resilient Nevada, the Shelby Project. Oh, okay, sorry.
All right. Good morning. Stacy York for the record. Earlier this year, we hired 2 community health workers through the Fund for Resilient Nevada, also known as the Shelby Project. I'd like to take a few moments to share with you the vital role of these community health workers. They'll be called CHWs throughout. CHWs are trusted members of the communities they serve. They act as a bridge between individuals and the health and social services we need. Their work is grounded in connection, compassion, and communication. The community health workers are working closely with Sergeant Kerr at the Sheriff's Office in developing and implementing a mobile outreach safety team, MOST program. Through that program, the CHWs respond to mental health emergencies, crisis de-escalation, identifying and assisting with resources, jail diversion, and many other programs. The concept of MOST is to assist the community members with quality of life issues involving mental health. The goal is to have less use of force incidents, less hospital ER stays, less incarcerations involving discretionary offenses, lifts a burden onto dispatch calls and deputy responses involving mental health crisis. The MOST work is also combined with a forensic assessment services triage team, also known as FAST. It's a community-based program designed to address the behavioral health needs of individuals involved in or at risk of involvement with the criminal justice system. The program aims to divert individuals with mental health or substance abuse disorders away from the criminal justice system and connect them with appropriate community-based treatment and support services. These workers also will be involved with the middle and high schools here in Virginia City to support the school counselor as well as the school resource officer that is provided by the sheriff's office. They will give the students extra support while they're facing challenging situations. At the heart of their work is trust. They build relationships based on respect and understanding. Because of that, they can reach people who might otherwise fall through the cracks. In short, a community health worker is a connector, an advocate, a helper, and a healer, making sure no one is left behind when it comes to health and well-being. The community health workers that we have representing Storey County are Annie Brown. She will be leading the most and fast side of the job responsibilities, and Haley Butler. She'll be leading the school programs, working with the youth. They also work alongside with Community Chest and their mental health team. So they're not only available for the community members, but they're also available for staff when they're feeling like they need someone to talk to. And that is all I have. If you have any questions.
Any questions amongst the commissioners, the board? No.
I don't have a question, I have a comment. Just to this point, what we've done with Health and Community Services with the Sheriff's Office and also Community Chest working together to try to get a handle on the mental health issues and keep those folks out of custody has been, what we've been doing so far has been great. It's an example of some of the new programs that are coming to the county because of our growth and things that are happening here. And this is just the start of this mental health outreach, and I couldn't applaud Stacy for Cruz more. She's done a fantastic job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments? No. Okay, moving on to item 21. Thank you, Stacy. Recess to reconvene as Storey County Board of County Commissioners.
All right, thank you, Shepard. We'll get you as a parliamentarian here real soon.
Have a great day.
All right, that brings us to item number 22, which is discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval of the contract between Storey County and Dr. Scott Shepard for Storey County Health Officer responsibilities from September 1, 2025 to August 31st, 2027 in the amount of $500 a month.
All right. Stacy York for the record. The county health officer is required by NRS and is the chair of our county board of health, which he kind of described what all that means. The health officer serves a vital role when it comes to decisions the board of health is required to make during public health events. Those include sanitary conditions of the county and adoptions of regulation for the prevention, suppression, and control of any contagious or infectious disease dangerous to the public health.
Thank you, Stacy. All right, Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I just want to say I appreciate Dr. Shepard being willing to play that role for us, and I'm looking forward to further growth in the services we're able to offer.
Indeed. Is there any public comment on this item? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, are you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve the contract between Storey County and Dr. Scott Shepard.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Stacy. Thanks again, Dr. Shepard. Moving on to item number 23 is discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval of special use permit 2025-038, a request by the applicant to operate a business with outdoor storage. The applicant proposes to operate a business with outdoor storage of building materials, vehicles, trailers, and heavy equipment in the commercial residential zone of Virginia City at 655 6 Mile Canyon Road, Virginia City, Nevada, APN 001-311-02. Kathy?
Thank you. Kathy Canfield for the record. So this is a business that's proposing outdoor storage, and the outdoor storage element is what requires the special use permit. This area that it's located has a mixed land use pattern with some residential to the north and west, mining tailings to the west, public uses, St. Mary's, the high school, the wastewater treatment plant are all kind of surrounding to the east and to the southeast. The Planning Commission heard this at their July 17th meeting. We did have one concerned neighbor that spoke with their concerns. mostly related to the view of the site, the potential opportunities for dust, and then noise issues. The Planning Commission discussed all these topics, and with the person of the public that brought those up. And they decided with the recommended conditions of approval that are listed in the staff report, they voted 5-1 to recommend approval. Besides that one person that she came into our office also, and we discussed the project, we didn't receive any other written or verbal comments about the project. So staff is recommending approval with those recommended conditions of approval.
All right, thank you, Kathy. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman, do you?
Kathy, can you quickly summarize the approval conditions?
The approval conditions, relate to making sure the public rights-of-way, that any equipment that's using the public right-of-way is proposed. That was a concern that they had with traffic, the trucks using the roads, and having large brake noises and such. We're not really regulating what can be on a public road. I mean, any public can use a public road by definition, but making sure that all their equipment is meeting the required standards to use a public road. So that was a condition. The parking, storage, and screening, that any of their equipment is located behind an opaque type of screening. They'll need to work with the Comstock Historic District on what would be approved for what kind of fencing would be needed for that. The site plan itself would be showing where that fencing would go. So we're not anticipating they would fence the whole area. It would just be the area where the storage is occurring. The lot itself is pretty large. The one item that they had here where there was some questions about the parcel boundary and the ownership of the surface rights, that all has been worked out with the assessor's office, so that actually has been taken care of. The Planning Commission wanted to keep that in there just as a record that was there. So that's all been cleared up. That there's the transfer of rights, that this is for this applicant only, and anybody in the future would need to come in. If they sold the land or had a different person, they would need to come in and actually revise the SUP or get their own, so that we're tracking like what's happening on that parcel. The noise and lighting just have to conform with the county code. We have those. There were some street encroachments, some driveways that were put in. There was a concern that one of them didn't have a culvert for the driveway, and there was concern about roadside drainage. Another one that they did put a culvert in, it looks kind of small, so we want them to work with the Public Works Department to make sure that sizing was okay. And that the business license, that to operate at that site, they do need to have a business license for that site. I think that was the rest of it. It was all pretty standard.
Thank you.
Kinds of things.
You know, in regards to the screening, I mean, I'm not opposed to it on its face, but in knowing a bit of the topography in that area, it seems a little bit performative. I mean, unless we're putting, given the slope and the view down onto the lot from neighboring roads and things, I mean, is it really going to screen a vehicle that's parked there? Is it? Are we putting 20-foot high fences? I don't think our code allows for that, to be quite honest. I think we're topping out at 6 feet or whatever it is.
I think that was something that the person that spoke definitely had a concern, at least breaking up the view of it, so it's not a complete view of all this equipment, that there is something behind some type of fencing. Okay. Will it cover everything? You know, a tall vehicle, maybe not, but at least, you know, a portion of it would be behind the screening.
Okay. And I guess to some extent also serves as kind of somewhat of a boundary for the use, defining very clearly kind of here's the area of the use.
Right, and it doesn't just spread over time. It would be within that fenced area.
Thank you.
I guess there was actually one more too, the dust control. They were concerned about when things were dumped, you know, that there's dust and things that are in the air. The person admitted they hadn't seen that for a little while, but just in case there was ever anything that was particularly dusty, that they have some kind of water sprayer or something on it at the time.
And the only reason I bring up the screening is that I don't, you know, I certainly feel like we should mitigate actual impacts. I'm concerned about putting a burden on the owner of the property to do something that doesn't really have the desired effect, but potentially imposes on them significant cost and effort. And that's my concern with that condition. I'm not opposed to it, but I want to be careful that we don't creep into a point where we're doing things that are performative, that sound good, but don't really make a huge difference.
Anything else, Vice Chairman?
No, thank you.
Can I ask Mr. Chairman on that regard? Austin Osborne for the record. Kathy, regarding Commissioner Mitchell's question about not necessarily screening the entire property, is it correct that in some areas of the property you look straight down into it, other areas you kind of look up into it? Do you think describing the property, there might be a way to address Commissioner Mitchell's question about a certain area of the property would be screened and maybe other areas could be defined with some type of a simpler fence?
I think that's potential. Excuse me, Kathy Campbell for the record again. The people that had the concerns were the residences, and the residents are to the north and west of that area. So if the commissioners wanted, I mean, I definitely think we should have something that defines the area of where the storage is going, but it could be something where the St. Mary, like for example, to the south is the St. Mary's. They're up on a hill. There's nothing you're going to be able to do unless you planted trees or something or put a fence up on St. Mary's that would screen it. But for the residents who were expressing that issue, I mean, maybe it's just along the north and the east-west kind of area.
The way the condition is written is specifically to be screened from public right-of-ways, and so St. Mary's really doesn't meet that criteria. And I may not be remembering it exactly correctly, but it seems like if you're on our street, you're looking right down onto all of that stuff. I guess if you fenced right along the road, but is that really what we want to do? You know, because there's a bit of a slope down, I think, to where most of this would be happening. You know, I want to be cognizant of the neighbors, especially those over there on Mill Street. Maybe a way to address it is to ask staff to be accommodating in the way that that's applied, so that we're reasonable in the application of that screening. So it's not a hard and fast all right of ways, but where it's clearly visible or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if that's too squishy. What's that?
There's a Google image if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, and I don't know, as we're discussing it, maybe it's a moot point. Maybe if the applicant, I don't know if they want to weigh in on thoughts on that. I don't mean to bring up something that's not an issue if it's not an issue. If everyone's like, yeah, that's fine, we're on board with it. But I'm trying to balance out not being heavy-handed or asking for things that end up costing money for an applicant that don't really accomplish much.
The applicants are here if you wanted to have them.
Be happy to. I mean, just open it up if the applicants would like to weigh in on this screening idea, or if you're fine with whatever, with the way it is now, that's perfectly fine as well. But I certainly would like to welcome the Brandons to come up and if you have input on this.
I think we're good.
Okay.
I mean, I understand where you're trying to get at, and I agree with you. I mean, I don't want to do something just for the sake of doing it. You know, so.
I don't know how we give direction to execute that.
We will do our best.
Okay.
Sounds good. Is there any public comment on this item? Not seeing any. You prepared to make a motion at this time, Vice Chairman?
I am. Let me get back to it. In accordance with the recommendation by the Planning Commission and staff, the findings of fact under Section 3 of this report, as will be read into the record momentarily by staff, and other findings deemed appropriate by the Board of County Commissioners, and in compliance with the conditions of approval, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve the special use permit 2025-038 to operate a business with outdoor storage. The applicant proposes to operate a business with outdoor storage of building materials, vehicles, trailers, and heavy equipment in the commercial residential zone of Virginia City at 655 6 Mile Canyon Road, APN 001-311-02.
Second. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor say.
Would you like me to
findings
read
of
them?
fact. It's right here. Too many
Okay.
questions, Clay.
So the-
Kathy, can you read the findings of fact, please?
May I add and ask a question, Austin Osborne for the record? Do you want that motion to include your suggestion to work with the applicants to make adjustments to that screening in accordance with the conditions that are already established?
I'll further move to instruct staff in the application of the screening condition to use reasonable standards and work with the applicant to find a happy medium that accomplishes its goal without being overbearing.
That works.
Is that all right? Still second it?
I still second it.
All right.
All right. Kathy, can you read
Okay,
the
so
findings,
the
please?
findings of fact. So this approval is for special use permit 2025-038 to operate a business with outdoor storage. The applicant proposes to operate a business with outdoor storage of building materials, vehicles, trailers, and heavy equipment in the commercial residential zone of Virginia City at 655 6 Mile Canyon Road, APN 001-311-02. The proposed project complies with the general purpose, goals, objectives, and standards of the county master plan, this title, and any other plan, program, map, or ordinance adopted or under consideration pursuant to official notice by the county. The proposal location, size, height, operations, and other significant features will be compatible with and will not cause substantial negative impact on adjacent land uses or will perform a function or provide a service that is essential to the surrounding land uses, community, and neighborhood. The proposed project will result in no substantial or undue adverse effect on adjacent property, the character of the neighborhood, traffic conditions, parking, public improvements, public sites, or right-of-way, or other matters affecting the public health, safety, and general welfare, either as they now exist or as they may in the future be developed as a result of the implementation of the provisions and policies of the county master plan, this title, and any other plans, program, map, or ordinance adopted or under consideration pursuant to an official notice by the county or other governmental agency having jurisdiction to guide growth and development. The proposed use in the proposed area will be adequately served by and will impose no undue burden burden on any of the improvements, facilities, utilities, or services provided by the county or other governmental agency having jurisdiction in the county. Special use permit conforms to the 2024 Storey County Master Plan for the Silver Star neighborhood of the Virginia City planning area in which the subject property is located. A discussion supporting this finding is provided in section 2.C of the staff report, and the contents thereof are cited in an approval of this special use permit. The conditions under the special use permit do not conflict with the minimum requirements in Storey County Code section 17.03.150 special use permit and section 17.30 CR commercial residential zone. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. All right, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you to the Brandons. Moving on to item number 24, which is discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval of the opioid release forms for settlements presented by the state of Nevada to Storey County. Lisa?
Good morning, Lisa myself for the record. So this is a continuation of the national opioid settlement. Mark Kruger, who is the point of contact with the Nevada Attorney General's office, has sent these 9 forms over for approval and signature through the Storey County Board for Alvogen, Amneal, Apotex, Hikma, Endiver, Milan, Purdue, Sun, and Zydus. And if there is any technical legal questions, I would like to defer over to the District Attorney's Office.
Fair enough. Thank you, Lisa. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
No.
Vice Chairman?
I'm good, thanks.
Is there any public comment regarding this item? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve and sign the release forms presented by the state of Nevada to Storey County to participate in the following settlements: Purdue bankruptcy and Sackler settlement, Alvogen settlement, Amneal settlement, Apotex settlement, Hikma settlement, Indivior settlement, Milan settlement, Sun settlement, and Zydus settlement.
Second. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye? Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Lisa. On to item number 25 today. This discussion only, no action, no public comment will be taken. It's a presentation of the Storey County Public Relations and Social Media Metrics Update for August 2024 through July 2025.
Just wait 1 second. Thank you. That's the end. Can you just flip it to the front? It starts at the end. That's the end of it. No worries. I mean, we can be done. Okay, we're good. Thank you. Good morning, Julia Moreno-Fritz, Public Relations Officer for the record. So since stepping into this role last August, it's been a year of building, testing, and growing our communication strategy. And today's update on Storey County's PR is a look back at what we've accomplished and what's ahead. Oh, no, don't go forward. Okay. All right. So today we're going to cover 5 key areas: media outreach, social media performance, our commercial, as well as some of our paid media stats, website analytics, and the next steps for Storey County's PR and social media strategy. Okay, sorry. One of the first goals that I set for myself was to get Storey County placed in the media at least once a month and to consistently push out press releases to build that presence. So since formally introducing myself as the county's primary media contact back in September, we've seen a steady uptick in coverage and have strengthened relationships with over 30 media outlets. And early on, I also created a standardized press release template and updated our boilerplate. I don't know why it's going. Okay. If you could go back to. Sweet, we're perfect. So I also created a standardized press release template and updated our boilerplate, helping ensure everything we send is clear, consistent, and on brand. In 2024, we issued 5 press releases, all of which received media coverage. And so far in 2025, we've released 9, with 6 of those already picked up by the media. And we're on track to continue releasing timely updates throughout the rest of the year. But beyond press releases, we've also seen an increase in organic coverage, meaning coverage that wasn't prompted by a formal release. Topics like SB 69, DMV closures, and the Storey County Pool all gained traction on their own, and most of those were picked up from our social media. But on top of that, I've continued contributing to the Comstock Chronicle, which has given us reliable ongoing coverage of town halls, BoCC meetings, grand openings, ribbon cuttings, and other major community moments. And next, I want to walk us through our social media analytics. So as you may recall from my last presentation, one of my first major projects was developing a weekly tracking system to monitor performance across platforms. I track things such as likes, shares, comments, sentiment, and our top performing posting times. And there's a lot of really good data on this slide, and I'm not going to get into all of it, but I'll just share a high-level overview. So for our demographics, the 35 to 44 age group saw the most growth and is now our largest audience, while older age groups dipped slightly, signaling a shift towards prime working age adults. As for gender, men have become a stronger part of our audience, creating a more balanced follower base alongside our existing female majority. And for location, Reno experienced the biggest growth, reinforcing it as our strongest community connection point and expanding our northern Nevada reach. And overall, these shifts show that our audience is becoming younger, it's more balanced between men and women, and it's increasingly rooted in key northern Nevada communities, which are insights we can use to better target our outreach moving forward. In addition to audience demographics, I also look at our audience followers and where they're located on our platforms. So followers grew from 7,700 to 8,900 since last August, which is a 15% increase across all of our platforms. Facebook, as you can see, remains our largest platform at 54%, followed by Instagram and X. And we've added LinkedIn to our repertoire for business development outreach and introduced Blue Sky and Nextdoor to reach residents who aren't active on Facebook or other platforms. Nextdoor is proving to be one of our most engaged community spaces, and I'm actively working to grow our presence on that platform. As for our plan moving forward, I'm going to continue focusing on Facebook, Instagram, X, and Nextdoor to maximize visibility and community interaction, and I will be continuing to grow LinkedIn as a tool for economic development, partner collaboration, and cross-agency promotion. Now, I want to talk about engagement, impressions, and reach. These are also 3 key metrics I track closely alongside follower growth. The last time I explained this, these core metrics using a billboard analogy, and I think it really helped make sense of the numbers. So you can think of impressions as how many times a post is shown. So that would be like somebody passing a billboard multiple times. You can think of reach as how many unique people see it, like how many different drivers would see that billboard. And finally, engagement is when someone interacts. So if someone honked, they waved, or they snapped a picture because they liked that billboard, that would be engagement. So keeping that in mind, let's talk about some key takeaways from August 2024 to July 2025. Engagement jumped significantly, with Facebook rising from under 1% to 11%. Impressions surged. Facebook posts alone grew from fewer than 100 views to nearly 14,000. And reach expanded, particularly on Facebook and LinkedIn, with Facebook growing from 1,700 to nearly 10,000. And I want to just point out a couple standout posts. This boardwalk maintenance post that I did in collaboration with community development sparked strong conversation and interactions on Facebook. And the Freedom Air helicopter ride video performed really well on Instagram, reinforcing that video content resonates on that platform. Overall, more people are seeing our content, and they're reacting, commenting, and sharing it far more than before, and that's momentum we can build on. In addition to all of that, I want to look at where we've been, and I want to share some recent trainings and conferences that are already shaping how we're communicating now. One of my goals from the last presentation was to invest in professional development, particularly in government communications, and I've made that a priority. In May, I attended the Government Social Media Conference in Florida, where I learned best practices for crisis communication, video production, photography, graphic design, and building a strong, consistent voice. You're already seeing some of this in action with new branded template graphics for emergency posts like roadwork alerts, evacuation notices, and air quality warnings. These are designed to grab attention quickly and make it clear that this post is important, and we've been using them in our posts about the Lockwood and Virginia City roadwork notices, and engagement has gone up as a result. Video was another major focus of that conference, and since that conference we've rolled out new reels, including the Freedom Air Ride video, the Meet Laura introduction for business development, plus a scam awareness video with IT in the county manager's office. I'm also working with community development and emergency management on more video content, and I want to give a huge thank you to all participating departments for helping me with that. Another big theme of that conference was showing the work before the work, the behind-the-scenes efforts that residents don't usually see, so you can expect to see more of that going forward as well. Additionally, in June, I completed one of FEMA's Public Information Officer courses in Carson City, and that covered leading press conferences, crafting clear talking points, and planning proactive communications before a crisis hits. A key takeaway from that training that I've implemented is keep messages clear and simple so everyone can understand and act on them, and this will continue shaping how we communicate during critical situations. Additionally, I want to shift gears and take a closer look at our paid media efforts, including our commercial, online advertising, and billboards. I want to take a minute to show you the commercial that I wrote and collaborated with 88 Studios to film.
Welcome to Storey County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevada. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Storey County. Storey County, helping build Nevada's future.
So I'm super proud of that commercial. That's one of my favorite projects I've ever worked on, and I think it really captures the beauty of our county. So this commercial will play for the next 6 months or so on Nevada Newsmakers, and then we're going to swap it over with a shorter version. Let's see. Nope. Keep going. Can you help me? Thank you. So as part of our legislative outreach, we ran a digital video ad campaign using that commercial as part of it, and we ran these over YouTube, Google Display, and Facebook and Instagram. Now that the campaign has wrapped up, I want to briefly talk about things. So on Google, we saw a big increase in views and engagement, especially with ads being watched more on TV screens than mobile devices, interestingly enough. This shift highlights the need to think about how and where people are consuming our content. And as for Facebook and Instagram, our reach and video plays grew significantly, and our updated intros captured viewers' attention much better. While the overall watch time stayed steady, the data gives us helpful insights to improve pacing and content in future videos. Our audience remains mostly male on these platforms, but the campaign helped us refine how we target and engage different groups. These results are already shaping how I'm creating social content going forward. I'm focusing on stronger video intros, format adjustments, and smarter audience targeting. In addition to our online ads, we also invested in 2 billboards in high-traffic areas in Reno and Carson City in the hopes that legislators traveling from the Reno airport to the Capitol would see them, and it certainly caught the eye of one. Laura Mather, Director of Business Development, shared with me that Congressman Mark Amodei mentioned our billboards in front of 250 people at an event earlier this year, so that was pretty exciting to hear that he noticed it. But as for the data, let's get into that. For our Reno billboard, it generated over 2.3 million impressions, exceeding the contracted amount for 2.1 million. We've also received a bonus of more than 127,000 additional impressions, along with 8,100 added plays, which gave us a strong extra value for no additional cost. As for our Carson billboard, across both billboard faces, our messages were displayed for nearly 186 hours. That's more than a week's worth of continuous coverage. I wasn't able to retrieve all of the data for this, but these are pretty reliable figures, and the numbers reflect a strong return on investment in terms of reach and visibility. The billboard sits in a high-traffic area, allowing us to share timely messages with thousands of drivers heading in and out of the Capitol every day. And as we continue leveraging our paid media, another crucial part of our digital presence is our website. I want to take a look at our recent updates and how we're improving user experience. But I want to start out by thanking Lisa, our admin officer. Her collaboration on this website has been invaluable, and together we've made some major updates. We've regularly refreshed the newsflash and calendar, kept the media center up to date with press releases, created a new page for the BoCC meeting recaps, and restructured the agenda center to better separate BoCC agendas and quorums. And looking at the website analytics from March to July, we're seeing strong growth. Active users increased from 10,000 to 47,000. New users rose, and average engagement and time improved slightly, but most notably, the engagement rate jumped from just 58% to 92%. A huge boost showing people are interacting with our site now more than ever. While we're still refining demographic details, the upward trend is clear, and we expect continued growth as we keep enhancing the site. And looking forward, I have several priorities that I plan to continue building on. So I will continue developing clear branded graphics and formalized brand guidelines to create consistency across all platforms. I'll work with departments to create video content where it helps tell the story, whether that's explaining services, spotlighting staff, or sharing important updates. I'll continue boosting engagement and continue positioning our social media and website as the go-to source for Storey County news and information. I want to strengthen relationships with both Quad County PIO and PR teams, as well as local media, to ensure better coordination and cross-county promotion when needed. I'll continue taking FEMA courses with the goal of becoming an executive PIO, a 2 to 3 year process that's already underway. And to support that goal, I'll keep attending social media trainings and conferences to stay on top of evolving best practices, especially around crisis communication and digital engagement. I think that by implementing these strategies, we will continue elevating Storey County's public presence and keep our community well informed. I want to thank you so much for your time today, and if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you for that great update today, Julia.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments for Julia?
Very nice commercial. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Vice Chairman?
Yeah, thank you for all your work on this. I did want to acknowledge that we have a movie star in our presence. I hope we didn't have to pay Claude too much for his cameo in the movie. So, thanks, Julia. Great work.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Fantastic job.
Thank you.
I can't believe it's been over a year, but obviously the numbers don't lie. So, again, thank you for your efforts. Look forward to seeing what you come up with this year.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yep, have a great day. Okay, moving on to item number 27, discussion for possible action. Consideration and possible direction for staff to request letters of acknowledgement and support from surrounding jurisdictions for zip code realignment of remaining 89434 areas in Storey County to 89437, and upon receipt to initiate outreach to federal delegates for legislative assistance with zip code boundary adjustments. Laura.
Thank you, Laura Mather, for the record. So staff is seeking direction from Board of County Commissioners to begin outreach to surrounding counties and municipalities to request letters of support for the potential realignment of the remaining areas currently within zip code 89434 into the 2018 designated zip code of 89437. This would be the first step in initiating a formal request to Congress for zip code boundary adjustments through federal legislative action. Upon receipt of acknowledgement and endorsement from local jurisdictions, staff would then proceed with outreach to federal delegates to seek their backing for legislative action on the proposed realignment. This proposed zip code realignment is intended to better reflect geographic, service, and community identity distinctions. Currently, communities that geographically reside within our county must use the 89434 zip code, which is associated with the city of Sparks and Washoe County. This misalignment creates significant confusion among service providers. Additionally, many citizens have reported being incorrectly categorized as Washoe County residents, resulting in higher fees, taxes, insurance rates, typically associated with that county. Despite residing in Storey County, the realignment would clarify jurisdictional boundaries and ensure residents and property are property aligned with their actual county of residence. So I would imagine at the last commissioners meeting where I presented on the zip code, you guys probably thought we were done with that. But it was interesting, a couple of days after that resolution was passed for the 89437 in McCarran, I had a couple citizens reach out to the county that are outside of that jurisdiction, and they're still stuck with the problem. So 89434, which is Sparks, basically was the entire north of the county, so that entire area along I-80 corridor. In 2018, when we were assigned that 89437 zip code, it just took a chunk out of the middle. The surrounding is still 89434. I strongly believe that we are not going to fix this problem until we get rid of that zip code completely out of Storey County. Because I feel having a zip code that is still a Sparks zip code in the county is going to forever cause problems until we get it out. So I spoke with the Porter Group about how to start this process. So initially, we're thinking it's going to need to be an act of Congress, which sounds like a scary thing, but apparently this is a common thing throughout the United States to have zip codes reassigned and post offices renamed. So it'll be a lengthy process, but I think it's absolutely doable. And then Brian at the Porter Group found some information that it's possible, because we are not asking for a new zip code, we are asking for basically 89437 to spread out and take over the 89434s. We might be able to do it directly with the post office here in Nevada. So there's 4 phases of that. So the initiation is a municipality or community group seeking a zip code change submits a written request to the USPS district manager responsible for the area. Next is review. The district manager reviews the request, evaluating factors like operational feasibility, potential impact on mail delivery, and consistency with municipal boundaries. Determination. The district manager provides a final determination within 60 days of receiving the request. And if the request does not go as the county would like, there's an appeal process. So I would like to be prepared to move forward either way, whether it's through an act of Congress or working directly with the district manager. Either way, we will need to show support from the surrounding counties, particularly Reno, Sparks, and Washoe County, because they are connected to that zip code. So we would like to start that process to get these letters, reach out to these other communities, let them know why we're doing it and what we're doing. And then we'll just basically take it up the ladder to hopefully eventually get this done. In the meantime, I will continue with the resolution and working with the businesses in McCarran, but I really feel that this is not going to get fixed until we get that zip code out of our county. And that's the end of my report.
All right, thank you for that, Laura. Appreciate it. Commissioner Gilman?
Thank you for taking this on. I know it's going to be a challenge, but I appreciate you looking at it.
Indeed. Vice Chairman?
Yeah, I think this is a great approach. Do you have any concept of if we are successful in this move, if there is an appetite or a need from the post office to provide mail service to this zip code within the zip code, to have a separate post office for it? Or is that still really kind of up to them and their operational plans if they still serve it from the facility that's currently serving it?
So I think it is ultimately up to them, but I really feel this is the first step of that, because if we can show the need, so if we can get Lockwood, from Lockwood all the way to Painted Rock, everything in between on one zip code, 89437, and it's significant, I feel we could really have a great argument with the 89437 needs its own post office, and I think this is the first step for that.
Yeah, well, I could see ways where we could collaborate with them as far as providing siding and some of those things to encourage that to happen down the road if that does become an issue. Great, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there any public comment regarding this item? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion at this time?
Absolutely. I just want a little bit of clarification on the motion. It says motion to direct county staff to do something with letters of acknowledgement. Create, write, draft.
Solicit letters, because
Okay.
we will need letters from
surrounding
the surrounding jurisdiction.
Okay, perfect. I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to direct county staff to solicit letters of acknowledgement and support from surrounding jurisdictions for zip code realignment of the remaining 89434 areas in Storey County to 89437, and upon receipt to initiate outreach to federal delegates for legislative assistance with zip code boundary adjustments.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Thank you for taking this on, Laura.
Thank you.
Godspeed. Yep. On to item number 28, discussion for possible action. Consideration and possible approval of a resolution number 25-790, a resolution establishing the grade and salary ranges for Storey County appointed officials from fiscal year 25 through 26, as authorized by NRS 245.045. The resolution reflects grade level modifications resulting from a recent compensation study, including the reallocation of certain appointed positions, and supersedes prior resolutions concerning appointed official salaries. Brandy?
Good morning once again, Commissioners. Brandy Lopez for the record. As part of our efforts to maintain a fair and competitive compensation structure, we conducted a countywide compensation study to evaluate salary alignment and address any discrepancies between our current pay structures and both market standards and internal benchmarks. The study's findings recommended reallocation of several appointed positions to more appropriate salary grades, reflecting the complexity level of responsibility and market comparability of each role. These two positions I'm bringing forward today were included in that study, but were inadvertently omitted from the last resolution. However, they were reviewed and accounted for in the adopted fiscal year 25-26 budget. I'm requesting your approval to formally include these positions in the compensation adjustments.
Thank you, Brandy. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I'm good, thanks.
Is there any public comment regarding this item? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve resolution number 25-790, setting the grade and salary ranges for appointed Storey County officials for fiscal year 2025-2026, as authorized under NRS 245.045, including the reallocation of certain appointed positions based on the county's compensation study. This resolution supersedes prior resolutions related to appointed official compensation.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Brandy.
Thank you.
On to item number 29, consideration and possible approval for Public Works Department to purchase a John Deere 624J wheel loader from Paved Machinery in the amount of $265,916. Mike.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mike Northen, Operations and Projects for Director Wiersbicki. This John Deere 624J is a budgeted CIP item out of the 060 fund. However, when the quotes were gathered a couple of years ago, the price for the wheel loader was $230,000. So that was the dollar amount that was budgeted. The 624J wheel loader is currently at $265,916 and is over budget by $35,915. One thing to point out here is that we are saving approximately $7,000 on a motor grader and roughly $35,000 on a pickup that is expected to offset this overage on the wheel loader. We are seeking the Commission's approval to move forward with this over-budget CIP item.
All right, thank you, Mike. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
No, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, is there any public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve Public Works to purchase a John Deere 624J wheel loader from Pate Machinery in the amount of $265,916.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Moving right along to item number 30, discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval for the Public Works Department to proceed with ordering of the Mark Twain Reader Board at an over-budgeted amount from $50,000 to $61,196.80. Mike?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mike Northen for Director Wiersbicki. The Mark Twain Reader Board is a budgeted CIP item. It was budgeted in a CIP 2 years ago at an unknown cost. We estimated a number of $50,000. Fast forward a couple of years down the road after Planning Commission approval of design and several back and forth conversations of colors and a mountain design, we finally reached an agreed upon reader board to get pricing on. Julie's Sign Shop came back at $61,196.80, which is over budget by $11,196.80, and we are seeking the Commission's approval to proceed with this over budget expense.
Thank you, Mike. Commissioner Gilman, you have any questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
Mike, I appreciate you pushing through this long and twisting road on this sign project, and I'm glad to see it come to fruition. Thank you.
Sir.
Is there any public comment regarding this item? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve the Public Works Department to proceed with the purchase of the Mark Twain Reader Board in the amount of $61,196.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 31, discussion for possible action, possible direction to staff to negotiate with the committee selection of a HK architectural design firm for the Station 71 remodel expansion project. Mike?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mike Northen. County staff requested statements of qualifications for the design of Station 71 remodel. We got 5 responses. Staff shortlisted those to 3. One of the firms in the shortlist backed out due to staffing issues. Staff conducted follow-up interviews with the remaining 2 firms using a weighted scoring method, and we have determined that H&K Architecture had the best score. So staff is requesting direction from the board to negotiate specific scope and fee with the selected design firm.
Thank you, Mike. Commissioner Gilman, questions or comments on this item?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, how about public comment? There are more snacks for everybody?
Recess immediately.
Not seeing any public comment. Vice Chairman, are you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to direct staff to negotiate with the committee selection of H&K Architecture design firm for the Station 71 remodel and expansion project.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 32, consideration and possible approval, acceptance of the bid and award of contract for the construction of the TRI restroom remodel project to Bruce Pervez Construction for the bid amount plus 15% contingency for a total amount not to exceed $294,356 for a bathroom, which was initially budgeted for $250,000. Mike?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Still Mike Northen. On July 10, staff received sealed bids for the construction of the TRI restroom remodel. We had 3 bids from qualified and responsible bidders. After staff review of all bids, one bidder was disqualified for a document omission. Another bidder submitted their bidder's preference, and their bid amount was adjusted accordingly, bringing them into the low bid position. It is the recommendation of staff that the board accept the bid from Bruce Pervez Construction Incorporated and award the contract for construction to them. I'll be happy to take any questions, sirs.
Thank you, Mike. Commissioner Gilman, questions, comments?
No, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to accept the bid from Bruce Purvis Construction, Inc., and authorize the county manager to sign a contract for the construction of the TRI restroom remodel project for an amount not to exceed $294,356.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Mike, thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioners.
On to item number 33. This is discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval of the acceptance of donation of parcels 001-127-05 located at 616 South H Street, Virginia City, to Storey County pending clear title report. Lisa?
Good morning, Lisa Massell for the record. Planning Department was contacted by Mr. Joseph Burchett, who I then contacted, and he is the trustee of his mother's trust, Marie E. Burchett. She passed away, and he's got a couple properties here in the area. This one he doesn't feel would sell. It's a non-buildable lot. It's got a road running right through it. It's right by where the train station has their repair area. If you come down around that corner, I'm not sure if you've driven down there, but he would like to donate it to Storey County because he's not going to be able to do anything with it, has no intention to move here from Las Vegas. There's a couple things that this would do. It would give Storey County more access to the road for repairs. But it also has, if you look on the mapping from the fairgrounds, there would be access on one of the sides to come up on that road for emergency access. So if Storey County would like to accept this property, we would like to have it go through title search to make sure that he in fact does have rights to donate this property through the trust and ensure there's no additional encumbrances or liens or outstanding claims on this property.
Thank you, Lisa. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
I do not, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
No.
All right, how about public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve acceptance of donation of parcel 001-127-05, known as 616 South H Street in Virginia City, pending clear title report, if donation of said properties in the best interest of Storey County at a cost not to exceed $5,000.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 34. This is consideration and possible approval accepting Anthony Wren as a qualified appraiser from the list of Storey County appraisers to provide an appraisal of parcels 002-063-20, 002-063-22, -24, 25, 26, 27, and 10. Pending response and interest from the owner. Lisa?
Lisa Massell for the record. So these are the properties that are located around the Gold Hill Depot. So this is a continuation from when we met with V&T Railway back in March and then came to the board as well for approval to discuss with property owners their interest in selling these properties at fair market value. There's one owner that we have not yet been able to get a hold of, but I'm going to work with our county manager to reach out, see if we can find a phone number for this, for Sutro Tunnel. But everybody seems very interested in selling these properties to the county at fair market value, and this would help us expedite this process. If the property owners do not get a price that they want, then they're not going to sell to the county, and so that may take these lots off the table for this land conversion for Miners Park. The USDA requires or the Land and Water Conservation Fund requires Yellow Book appraisals. Anthony Wren is certified and educated to do the Yellow Book appraisals. He's one of our 2 appraisers here in the county, but the other one is not certified on the Yellow Book. These appraisals are good for 6 months, so we would have to move fairly quickly after these appraisals are done in order to acquire the properties and move forward and get the information to the Park Service as far as what the boundaries are and our intended use on these properties.
Thank you, Lisa. Commissioner Gilman, questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I'm good, thanks.
All right, is there any public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve accepting property appraiser.
Sorry.
Oh, no. All right. I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve accepting property appraiser Anthony Wren as a qualified appraiser for the list of Storey County appraisers to provide a yellow book appraisal on the following parcels of land: 002-063-20, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 10, pending response and interest from owner at a cost not to exceed $35,000.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 35. This is discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval accepting Mark Stafford as a qualified appraiser from the list of Storey County appraisers to provide an appraisal of land identified as parcel 1 on document number 141197 in Virginia City, Storey County, Nevada, which will be donated to Storey County. Lisa?
Lisa myself for the record. So this is for a piece of property being donated to the county at the cemetery. The parcel number is within APN 00131217 and 00131216. There was a special use permit issued. We're still waiting for the new parcel number for the assessor's office. But it is under patent and mining claim, previously patent and mining claim under BLM number 2581. A portion of this land will be used for the Hugh Roy Marshall family plot. But other than that, the rest of it would be donated to the county, and this appraisal is at the request of the donor.
Thank you, Lisa. Commissioner Gilman, do you have any questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
I'm good.
How about public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve accepting property appraiser Mark Stafford as a qualified appraiser from the list of Storey County appraisers to provide an appraisal of land identified at parcel 1 of document number 141197 in Virginia City, Storey County, Nevada, which will be transferred to Storey County.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Lisa. On to item number 36, discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval of Amendment 5 to the voting system agreement between Storey County and Dominion Voting Systems, reflecting the purchase of polling place tabulators and accessories in the amount not to exceed $29,643.40. Jim?
Jim Hindle, Clerk and Treasurer. This is the last procurement that we have to upgrade the system, given the executive order that came out and basically made us replace the VVPATs, the paper scroll, with the ballot marking devices. And now this will allow us to tabulate the votes at the poll center, which will accelerate our ability to completely collate and get a result on election night, or at least a preliminary result on election night. So this is where the voter will take their printed ballot, place it in, it tabulates that ballot, stores it, and then we'll combine all those as the 4 polling centers and the mail ballot totals are put together on election night. The good point of this is we will be compliant with the President's executive order, which was supposed to be done by by September 23rd. We're going to be compliant as of this month. And the other thing that I'd like to say is that the other procurements, items you've given us approval to procure, the BMDs and the accessories for that, were all reimbursed 100% by the Secretary of State prior to the close of the last fiscal year. So I hesitate to say it, but we're ahead of the game.
You don't say. Great news, Jim. Commissioner Gilman, questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
No, thanks.
Is there any public comment regarding this item? All right, Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to approve the county clerk and treasurer to sign the proposed Fifth Amendment to the 2017 original agreement with Dominion Voting Systems reflecting the purchase of ICP-2 tabulators and accessories in an amount not to exceed $29,643.40.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. On to item number 37, discussion for possible action, consideration and possible approval, authorizing the county manager to approve and sign a renewal contract between Storey County and Foley Public Affairs for lobbying and government affairs services during the 25 through 26 interim legislative period for $5,000 a month. County manager?
All right, thank you, Austin Osborne, for the record. This is a request to renew the contract we have with Foley Public Affairs during the interim session. As you'll notice in the staff report and packet, that the scope of work has been modified. Helen Foley and her team are going to work very closely with Stacy, Community Chest, and their team on health and human services matters, seniors matters, and probably most importantly is the state's facing right now with regard to Medicaid issues. So I think she's actually excited about this and be able to use the skills and background she has in getting her connected with that, in addition to working with our team on getting us connected with some folks down south with regard to legislative matters during the interim session, as well as what's coming up for the next regular session. The price is unchanged on this.
All right, thank you, Austin. Commissioner Gilman, questions or comments?
None, thank you.
Vice Chairman?
No, thank you.
All right, any public comment? Not seeing any. In case Helen listens to this later, looking forward to her efforts again this year. She's been a great part of the team for the last couple of years, so glad to see she's back on board. With that, Vice Chairman, you prepared to make a motion?
Yeah, I, Commissioner Mitchell, move to authorize the county manager to approve and sign a renewal contract between Storey County and Foley Public Affairs for lobbying and government affairs services during the 2025-2026 interim legislative period for $5,000 per month.
Second.
There is a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Austin. Moving on to item number 38, this discussion for possible action. It's the second reading of business licenses A through U. My fellow commissioners have any questions on these second readings?
No.
All right. How about public comment? Not seeing any. Vice Chairman, you prepared to make the motion?
Yeah, I move to approve the second reading of business licenses listed under item 38 as A through U.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. On to item number 39. This is the second and final time for public comment during this meeting. Is there any public comment in the courtroom today? Not seeing any. Brings us to item number 40, which is adjournment of all active and recessed boards on the agenda. It is 12:08. This meeting is adjourned. See you all in a couple weeks. There are tacos arriving.
We actually get to not eat them online this time.
I know.
Yeah.
I need to go downstairs